and it's Golden versus Context Logic Incorporated. So if you do a little research on that, Context Logic Incorporated is the company that owns Wish. Now, I don't know how many of you guys shop on wish.com. I shop there a lot. Usually Amazon, eBay, Wish. I know people are going to beat me up about it because it's all stuff from overseas and it's from China and this and that. But I'll tell you, when you're living on a budget, there's a lot of good deals that you can get on Wish. I mean, it's unbelievable the things that you can get for next to nothing. So, anyway, I got to thinking about this, and it brought me back to the Harbor Freight lawsuit. Don't know if you guys remember. I'm sure some of you do. Harbor Freight. Let me see if I can get the date here. It was the lawsuit was filed December 15th of 2016. It was last year. And basically what it was some guy, I believe his name was Beck, decided, yes, Beck versus Harbor Freight. He alleged that Harbor Freight violated the law by advertising merchandise at a sale or compared at price when the same items had not been sold at the advertised regular or compared at price for at least 28 of the preceding 90 days. So basically what this guy said is he bought product and he was disappointed because the product said that it was, say, maybe he bought a product for $5 at Harbor Freight, some sort of tool, and it said compare at $200, and the 200 was slashed out. Well, basically what he's saying is that that product was not worth 200 ever, so they're misleading people. So I got to looking into that one a little bit further, and let me see if I can bring that one up here for you. He said, I apologize, I keep bringing up the Wish one. Well, I'll find it. But anyway, what he's saying is that, that's misleading practice and it's false advertisement and blah, blah, blah. So, I got to thinking about this with the Wish.com lawsuit. It's Max Gerbach versus Context Logic Incorporated. Now get this. This is the basis of the lawsuit. And basically it's the same thing as what happened with Harbor Freight. Wish is saying that, regular price is $97. You get it for $3. Mind you, Wish is awesome. So don't beat me up on that whole China thing. So, this is what it reads. Gerbach is happy with the $27 speakers he bought from Wish.com. Yet he wants back 90% of what he paid for them. He does not say that they sound bad or that they're worth less than what he paid or that he was tricked into buying them. Rather, he thinks that Wish used an unfair advertising ploy to sell them. On the website, the speaker's purchase price was $300, but that number was crossed out, implying that Gerbach was getting a good deal. Gerbach now argues that the deal was an illusion, that Wish's ploy violated principles of equity and Ohio law, which, Ohio, I'll come back to that, and he was entitled to buy the speakers at 90% off their purchase price, or for about $3. He sued Context Logic, Wish, in Ohio State Court on behalf of himself and a class of similarly situated buyers, arguing that Wish's marketplace price visuals are deceptive. He alleged breach of contract, unjust enrichment, fraud, and violation of the Ohio Consumer Sales Practices Act. So what happened was district court dismissed his unjust enrichment, fraud, and class Ohio Consumer Sales Protections Act, but they still allowed the petition for permission to appeal. Say that fast. So it moved on to our federal level. So basically what happens is if you bought anything at Wish between certain dates, you can sign up and enter this list to be on a claim. If everything goes through, you may get max $10. Do we really think that getting $10 back on products that we bought from a website, knowing that they weren't great quality, great prices, great, absolutely great, knowing that $10 we're going to get back, we probably would have spent that or more for the same product on eBay or maybe even Amazon? And how many products have you bought from wish.com? I bought a lot. Yeah, I might have to wait 6 to 8 weeks to get something, but I've gotten chargers for my cell phone, for my iPhone. I've gotten electrical stuff, electronics, stuff for my truck. Really, really cheap. So all these people are going to be greedy and sign up and say that it's unjust, it's unfair, it's fraud. This guy bought speakers for $27. He's not claiming anything. He says they work great. He has no problems with them. They're not defective, nothing. But he believes that he should be entitled to the 90% off, so he should only have to pay $3 for them. At what point are we just becoming too greedy? At what point do we risk putting these companies out of business? I was so upset about the Harbor Freight lawsuit. I just thought to myself, if they go out of business because somebody bought something there and, it was advertised that it was a higher price, I just want to read you some of these comments. I mean, you can tell that these are it's just the generation of today. People in here are saying, I bought many things from Harbor Freight within a time limit. I just have to round up receipts and card statements. Someone says, if I don't have the receipts, can you still note the purchases on your credit card statements? I didn't plan on returning the items, so I threw the receipts out. How do I go about doing this? Can I use a bank statement? I printed my own claim forms and a copy of this and that, and what do I do now? And then you have the people on here that stick up for Harbor Freight, and people like me that don't want to see them go out of business. This one guy says, I will not join in this ridiculous class action suit against Harbor Freight, and neither should you. Because of Harbor Freight, I was able to purchase all the tools I need to make a great living and support my family. Because of my hard work and Harbor Freight's tools in my hands, I am now living the American dream. Harbor Freight has great deals, and there is no other company that offers anything close to the value for your money. If they misstated a regular price, who cares? Nobody with half a brain pays full retail anyway. And who goes into Harbor Freight without a 20% off coupon, which can be found online or in the mail? The only ones getting rich off of these class action suits are the attorneys. If you get anything from the suit, it will amount to a few cents or a buck or two at best. Harbor Freight will have to get the money to pay for their defense and claims by raising prices on all of us. We lose and the attorneys win, always. I will not join this frivolous suit, and neither should you. Well, the class action website people stated, this is their reply. Thank you for sharing your opinion. While I also personally appreciate their great prices, I'm not a huge fan of false advertising. I would still shop with Harbor Freight even if they did not overstate their price structure. Truth in advertising is primordial to effective and trust-based business relations. There are laws regarding what businesses can say in their advertisements. If a store states that something is on sale, it must have had the item for sale at the listed or regular price for at least a day, 1 day, and the preceding 90 days. If they don't, it's an attempt to mislead the customer, and it's illegal. Just unbelievable. Unbelievable. So, I got to looking into these class action suits. And there's a website, you can go on it. It's classaction.org. I'm going to put up a picture showing the staff that run this classaction.org, the people behind all this. You can't tell me that one person on that picture that I'm going to put up is over 30 years old. It's the generation today and what we have to deal with. Here are some examples of some of the class action lawsuits pending and closed on classaction.org. If you work or have worked as a park ranger and weren't paid for time spent donning and doffing your uniform, attorneys working with classaction.org would like to speak to you about your rights. What is donning and doffing, you ask? I had to look it up myself. Workers who weren't paid for donning and doffing, that is, changing in and out of gear, tools, and clothing needed to perform one's job, may be able to participate in a class action lawsuit to collect the wages they should have been paid. So in other words, while they were getting changed into their work clothes and getting unchanged out of their work clothes into their normal civilian clothes, their private clothes, personal clothes, whatever, at the end of the day, they should be paid for that time that they're changing. That's donning and doffing. Lawsuits are now being filed on behalf of police officers who allege that they did not receive proper overtime wages. Bullshit. I can tell you right now, there's not a police department in this country that is not under an FOP statute or working under contracts. It's just not done. So they're under contracts. If they're working over 40 hours a week or over 8 hours a day and they're not getting paid extra for it, that's their own fault. They need to look at their contract and make some changes. Strippers across the country are filing class action lawsuits alleging that they are employees, not independent contractors, and should be receiving hourly wages in addition to their tips. Okay? I guess I didn't know that. I guess I thought they got paid like $5 an hour and then they got tips. So I guess they just work for their tips. Guess that explains why they are all over you and hanging on you and don't let you alone. Not that I would know that. There's a class action suit against Hulu. Now, if you know what Hulu is, it's basically a movie and TV app. So you can watch TV shows, you can watch movies. It's being brought by the American Council of the Blind, along with the Bay State Council of the Blind, and 2 individuals filed a class action lawsuit in district court in Massachusetts over Hulu's alleged failure to provide blind and visually impaired individuals with, among other accessibility accommodations, separate audio description tracks for the online streamer's content. Am I missing something? I'm sorry. If you're blind, why do you have a movie app? Maybe I'm just missing something. Apple, maybe you guys heard about this, is facing lawsuits over its policy of slowing down older iPhones. What happened? There's 2 class action lawsuits filed by furious customers. Days after the company said it had intentionally slowed down older iPhones. They describe Apple's practice as deceptive, immoral, and unethical, and say the company engineered iOS updates to purposefully slow down or throttle down the performance speeds of the iPhone 5, iPhone 6, and iPhone 7. The other lawsuit, filed in Los Angeles on Thursday, claims that the company's practice harms users who didn't agree to it. It says Apple slowed down older iPhones to force people to upgrade, though Apple has said this isn't the reason. Apple said this week that it intentionally they admitted to slowing down older iPhones to stop phones with degraded batteries from shutting down unexpectedly. Okay, so what was happening is if your battery was getting a little old, these upgrades, because of the speed that they were getting at, would shut down your phone unintentionally. Okay, so now your phone's a little bit slower, but it works. I've never paid for an upgrade when I update my iPhone. I get a notification there's an update available. I plug it in. I make sure I'm on Wi-Fi, and I download the update. It costs me nothing. So I just don't get this stuff. I just really don't get this stuff. You know, maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. Could be. You guys tell me, am I missing something on this? I don't know. But I just wanted to get that off my chest. It's just, everybody wants to sue for everything because you feel like, you know, everyone's against you and blah, blah, blah. You know, give it up, people. Just give it up. All right, I don't really, it's 20 after 2 in the morning. I really don't have much more to talk about tonight. I could drag this on, I guess, longer. It's already 21 minutes long. So I'm going to do my bug out bag video on Wednesday. At the end of the video, I'm going to show you the items that are available in the giveaway. Now, the giveaway will be open only to people in the U.S. Continental 48, lower 48, as you say. Sorry, I know I do have some subscribers across seas. I do have some Canadian subscribers. I just, you know, I have to pay the shipping, so I just want to keep it within the lower 48. So you'll have to be a subscriber. Like I said, a subscriber, live in the lower 48. And I want you to comment on that bug out bag video. I want you to comment on topics that you'd like to talk about. And also, let me know in this video, would you be interested in a live question and answer? Or, this YouTube live thing seems to be pretty cool. I've had some pretty good conversations with some of the people I subscribe to. And it's nice because you get to know them a little bit more personally. It's not typing on the keyboard and then sending it, and then 2 hours later you see that they replied. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but the live thing's really cool. So if you guys would be interested in that, I will do that. On my desktop computer, I have a better microphone and camera. This is just my iPhone 7. So let me know what you guys think. And everyone be safe. God bless. Take care.